Hello everyone, this is the fifth video of 8th Standard Science NCERT chapter number 1 Crop Production and Management. My dear students, in the previous video we have studied about weeds and manure and we have discussed about the advantages of manure also. Okay, now in this video we will study about the next step of agriculture practices, that is irrigation. All living beings need water to live. Water is important for proper growth and development of flowers, fruits and seeds of plant. Water is absorbed by the plant's root. Along with the water, mineral and fertilizers are also absorbed. Plants contain nearly 90% of water. Water is essential because the germination of seeds does not take place under dry conditions. Nutrients dissolved in the water get transported to each part of the plant. Water also protects the crop from both frost and hot air currents to maintain the moisture of the soil. For healthy crop growth, fields have to be watered regularly. So dear students, here what is given, that all living beings need water to live. That's why we are saying no, the water is life. Okay, even it is said that the first living being born in water, that you have studied in previous classes. Water is important for proper growth and development of flower, fruits and seeds of the plant. Means for the seed development, fruit maturation, production of flower, that all for these all things water is very important. Without water these things will not work out. Water is absorbed by the plant's root. Means the plants takes water from the soil with the help of roots. So along with the water, plants also absorb some minerals, fertilizers, nutrients which are present in the soil. Okay, plants contain nearly 90% of water. Water is essential because germination of seeds does not take place under dry conditions. Means suppose the seeds are dried. Okay, so the germination process will not take place. You can notice this thing in your kitchen. Suppose your mother is pouring some seeds, or seeds are kept in the bottle, okay, or the container. You take that seeds and put it in the plate in the sunlight. So if you will observe after 2-3 days, then also you cannot see that any germination process takes place. But if you soak that seeds in the water and after that place that seeds in the moist soil, so after 2 or 3 days you will observe that the seed starts germinating. Okay, so without water seeds will not germinate. For the germination process water is very important. Nutrients dissolved in water get transported to each part of the plant. Means when the water absorbed by the roots of the plant, so it provides all the nutrients in each part of the plant. Means water is medium here. Water also protect the crop from both frost and hot air currents and to maintain the moisture of the soil. मीन्स ज़मीन में नमी बनाए रखने के लिए भी वाटर ये बहुत अहम भूमिका निभाता है. ओके, सो इट मेंटेन द मॉइस्चर ऑफ द सॉइल. फॉर हेल्दी क्रॉप ग्रोथ फील्ड हाउ टू बी वाटर रेगुलरली. मीन्स सपोज यू वांट a good yield of crop, so you have to give water to the field regularly. Okay, and that's why we can say this process is called irrigation. So here is the definition: the supply of water to the crop at different intervals is called irrigation. You have to underline it because sometimes question may ask define irrigation or what is irrigation. So the supply of water to the crop at different intervals is called irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, soil to soil, and season to season. In summer, the frequency of watering is higher. Why it is so? Could it be due to the increased rate of evaporation of water from the soil and leaves? Yes. As you know, in summer days, because of the hot temperature, the water which is present in the water bodies as well as in the soil, that evaporates. Means evaporation rate is higher in summer days, as well as due to the transpiration process, leaves also release water in the atmosphere. So that's why in the summer season plants need more water. Okay, and here it is given that irrigation varies from crop to crop, because as we studied in earlier videos that some crops need more water and so while some do not, or the some soil absorb more water and it retain the water, while the sandy soil they will not absorb more water. So depending upon soil to soil, its texture, and depending upon crop to crop and season, the irrigation processes vary. Okay, means in monsoon season we do not need to water the plant, but in summer days we need more water to the plant. Okay, now Bujo is saying something. I am very careful this year about watering the plants. Last summer my plants dried up and died. So what was the reason for that? Do you think about it? Because maybe in the last season in summer days the heat do not provide the water regularly, or due to the more sun or due to the more temperature the plants dried up and died. This is the reason. Now what are the sources of irrigation? So the sources of irrigation are wells, tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals, because these are the places from where we will get the water for irrigation. Now there are two types of methods for irrigation: traditional method of irrigation and the modern methods of irrigation. First we will study about the traditional method of irrigation. It is not so important because nowadays farmers are not using these techniques, but for your better understanding it is given in the form of picture, so that you will remember at least name. Okay, so see here, the water available in wells, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods in different regions for taking it to the field. Cattle or human labor is used in these methods. So these methods are cheaper but less efficient. Means we do not we do not require more money for this, but it is very less efficient. कम फायदेमंद होते हैं. Okay, so which are these methods? See, the various traditional ways are moat or the pulley system, then chain pump, then third is dhekli and the rahat. So you can see the picture here. This is the moat. Here is the well, and with the help of pulley and rope water can be drawn from the well. Okay, as you have seen here, the farmer is pouring the water in the field, in the land. Okay, and this rope is attached with the bullocks, and as the bullocks move backward, so this pot will go into the well, and again when the bullocks move forward, so this container or this pot will lift above. Okay, and we can pour the water. So it is very cheaper but less efficient. Then second method, that is what? Chain pump. Here the picture is given, chain pump. Okay, and third number is dhekli. Here you can see here the lever type system, tool is given. Here the heavy load we have to attach, and here the container or the bucket. Okay, so this is another method, and this is the rahat. Okay, here the bullock is attached to one rod, and this bullock will move along around this rod, and as it rotates, as the bullock moves, so this wheel will be rotate, and you can see here small bucket like structure or the containers are there. So with the help of this tank, water will be lifted with the help of these buckets, and it will be poured in the field. So these are the four methods. Okay, these methods are not is not so important, but for your understanding you just remember the names. Okay, so pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, biogas, electricity and solar energy is used to run these pumps. Now here we will move to the next method, that is modern method of irrigation, which are mostly used nowadays. Okay, so modern methods of irrigation help us to use water economically, means these are water saving methods. The main methods used are as follows. So these modern methods of irrigation includes two methods. That first is sprinkler system and the next is drip system. Okay, so first we will see the paragraph, and after that with the help of diagram I will explain. So see, sprinkler system. This system is more useful on uneven land where sufficient water is not available, means the area where the water scarcity is there. So in such areas this is very essential method. Okay, the perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. Sprinkler is very useful for sandy soil. Okay, so here it is given in the diagram. Now we will see. Now here we will move to the diagram. Okay, as you have seen, here is a well. Okay, and this is the motor, and this is the pipeline from which the water will come above. Okay, as this motor starts, so the water from the well will come out, and with the help of this main pipeline, okay, it will go in the field. So you can see here many pipes are attached to this main pipeline, and at a particular distance, at certain distances, you can see here there are horizontal pipes. Okay, and they are bent here, they are bent, and they are vertically placed. And have you seen here rotating nozzle? These are the nozzles. Okay, these are the nozzles. As these nozzles rotates, so the water which comes from this main pipeline, it will distribute in all the pipelines, and as water escapes here from the rotating nozzles, as nozzle rotates, so it will sprinkle on the crops. Okay, in this way it acts as a sprinkle, that's why it is called sprinkler system. And sometime in the paper it can be asked as a short question, or write a short note on sprinkler system, or sometime it can be asked as a differentiate between sprinkle and the drip system, both. Okay, so you have to write down both then. Now here we will move to the drip system. In this system, the water falls drop by drop just at the position of the roots, so it is called the drip system. It is the best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. मीन्स इन ऑर्चर्ड, जहाँ पे बगीचे वगैरह होते हैं, जो फ्रूट्स प्लांट्स होते हैं, वहाँ पे ये ज़्यादातर इस्तेमाल